There's no activity, no giggle, no nothing.
There's no giggle. There's no nothing in Bitcoin today. Welcome, everybody, to Fractal Bitcoin. Oh, yeah, Fractal Bitcoin. This is your daily Bitcoin news video. But it's about Bitcoin, but it's also about you and your future and your prosperity and your family's future and their prosperity. So let's get right to the chart. Look, we came all the way down to 66,000. Now we're back up to 67,463. Yeah, look, we've been saying we could go up from here. We could go a little down. But look, we could go sideways for 4 more months. We could come down all the way down past this local low. We could come down to 55,000. Who knows? But it's okay. When it dips like this, it's a good time to buy, but that's not financial advice. Right, Barry?
That's frightening.
If that would be frightening if you took financial advice from me. Don't do that. All right, let's get to the news. Yeah, this is a little bit about what's happening now with the price. Mustache is saying, mustache? Okay. I think the worst thing you can do now is to capitulate and be shaken out of the market. I'm not going to sell here. Just look at 2017 and 2020. So far, the cycles have repeated themselves almost identically. Why should it end here? Patience. Yeah, and look, this is the chart right here. And look, these green little circles, this is where blast off happened. That's 2020, and this is 2024. We know it's going to happen. It's not really a question. It's just a matter of when. And look, if you want to talk about the best time to buy, it's down here when everyone was crying and saying Bitcoin was a scam and everything, but it's not too late to stack sats. So do what you got to do, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, the Bitcoin price then was $15. Look at this. Jitka says, he tweeted this on June 12th, 2011. Okay, from now on, don't tweet about Bitcoins. We've hit peak Bitcoin, and I hate them. Oh my God, I hope this guy didn't sell. But yeah, this is when the price was $15 in 2011. And look, one of the reasons I'm showing you this is because in, 10 years from now, people are going to be looking back to right now saying, oh my God, $67,000 Bitcoin. That's insane. Yeah, when the price is like $8 million a Bitcoin, everyone's going to be like, oh, what I wouldn't give to buy one Bitcoin at $67,000, right? It's going to happen, right? It's going to happen. Yeah, and this just goes to show in 1991, the internet was just getting started. Yeah, and look at these, look at the types of news articles that were coming out. Look at this one. Computer web to change billions of lives. Yeah, right. Yeah, and this is talking about Tim Berners-Lee. And this is in 1991. This is a 1991 article. And the internet was like a laughing stock. Think about that. Seriously, pause. Think about that. The internet was a laughing stock in the mainstream corporate media. Okay? So in 1991, the internet was just getting started. 99% of the population looked at it the same way they look at Bitcoin today. They dismiss it because they don't understand it, because it's like nothing people have ever seen before. Bitcoin is a brand new invention, a protocol for digital money. Before Bitcoin, peer-to-peer digital money didn't exist. This idea is too big for the average person to comprehend because we've always understood money to be something that belongs to governments and not to the people. And just like how this computer web that changed billions of lives, Bitcoin is going to do it again, but this time the tech is giving power back to the people rather than the governments. All 8 billion of us can have money not controlled by governments and global elites. Bitcoin is freedom money. Bitcoin is the people's money. I study Bitcoin. It's going to change the lives of billions. Yeah, study Bitcoin. If there's any number one advice I would give you, it's that. Study Bitcoin. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to anyone else. Research it. Educate yourself. It doesn't take that long. I mean, if you watched even 10 hours of videos about Bitcoin, what it is, how it works, 10, 20 hours, you're done. You'll be like, oh, I get it. Yeah, and here's just a reminder that you got to custody your own Bitcoin, because HODL tells us log into an exchange, you don't own Bitcoin yet. Deposit fiat, you don't own Bitcoin yet. Buy Bitcoin, you don't own Bitcoin yet. See your Bitcoin holdings displayed on your exchange balance page. You don't own Bitcoin yet. Withdraw Bitcoin, you now own Bitcoin. So you have to custody it yourself. That's the most basic thing about Bitcoin that you need to know. You buy it, wherever you buy it, that's fine. But then you send it to your hardware wallet and you custody it. That's it, because then no one can ever take it or steal it or anything, ever. And in terms of adoption, look at this. The biggest bank in the world, $6.2 trillion industrial and commercial bank of China, says Bitcoin is better than gold and gold is better than the US dollar. ICBC, that's the name of the bank, has written 3 notes to investors about Bitcoin in 3 months. Some highlights. Bitcoin has unique cross-border transfer and payment functions. Bitcoin may benefit from the end of the US dollar rate cycle and the debt crisis in marginal countries. Bitcoin retains the scarcity similar to gold through mathematical consensus, while solving its problem of being difficult to divide, difficult to identify authenticity, and inconvenient to carry. Yeah, these are all problems with gold. Gold is too difficult to divide, gold is too difficult to identify authenticity, and gold is too inconvenient to carry. Bitcoin solves all those, and that's why this, literally the biggest bank in the world, is saying how great Bitcoin is. Okay, take note. Take note. If you want to subscribe, please do. And let's get into some fiat and government nonsense for context, because Bitcoin solves these issues. First of all, it would seem that the only secure document in Washington, D.C. is Epstein's client list. Until we meet again. Yeah, I mean, why aren't more people demanding this list, right? What is this? Well, we know what it is, right? We know what it is. Okay, it's clown world. Yeah, spread the world. By the way, just if you didn't know, again, this is just context here. Court rules mRNA COVID-19 shots are not vaccines. Yeah, just so you know. Just so you know. All right, we're not going to get into that, but this you have to understand. The people who hid Anne Frank were breaking the law. The people who killed Anne Frank were following the law. The law is not a moral compass. And this right here on the bottom of the screen, it says the law is not a moral compass. We all have to understand this. Morality is something else. Law is one thing. And the problem is the corrupt governments, they institute all these laws that are absolutely corrupt and ridiculous and authoritarian. But morality is above law, right? Morality is something different. So you got to think about these things. I mean, I feel like I'm saying that a lot in today's video, that, oh, you have to think about this, think about that. But we really do. One of the reasons we're in so much trouble we're in is because average people like you and me, well, maybe you're not average. Average people like me, we've been asleep for too long. We've just let the government do whatever they want for the last 60 years. And we bow to the government, right? And look at what they've done. We've given them such a long leash. They just ran and now they're authoritarian. It's insane what we've let them do. We've let them do that. It's terrible. All right, now this is some AI news. I've been getting all into AI recently because it is that important. It's literally infiltrating everywhere in society. I talked yesterday about how native on an iPhone, they're going to have an AI bot or assistant, right? And here's Elon Musk in response to that. Elon Musk says, if Apple integrates OpenAI at the operating system level, then Apple devices will be banned at my companies. That is an unacceptable security violation. And he follows that up with, and visitors will have to check their Apple devices at the door where they will be stored in a Faraday cage. Yeah, so Elon Musk is not having any of this. He understands that if just on your phone there's an AI just listening and calculating and has access to literally all your data and obviously is talking to the cloud to some degree, that's a recipe for oof. That's not good. That is not good at all. We can't let them have this much control, right? In fact, what I think we need to do with AI, or what I want to do with AI specifically, is run my own like Chat GPT locally. I think that's going to be the future. You know, like I was talking to, let me go full screen. I was talking to my wife about this yesterday. You know how 20 years ago in 2004, I think Facebook started in 2004, Twitter started in 2005 or 6, YouTube started in 2005, I think Twitter was 2006. Right around that area, these services, these social media platforms were brand new, and it was like, okay, you have to sign up, you have to give them your email and whatever, and they started collecting data. And for the last 20 years, this is how the world has worked. Everyone just thinks, oh, you got to sign up for Twitter or Facebook, and then they get all your data. Well, now, 20 years later, we've learned how all the bad things they're doing with our data and algorithms and directing people's consciousness and planting seeds of doubt. You know, there's a million things wrong with that, the way they've been doing that, because it's centralized, right? And then the government comes in and does whatever they want behind closed doors with, we know this, what they did with Twitter, Facebook, everything, right? So now after 20 years, people who are paying attention are like, this is ridiculous. So now you have things like NOSTR, which is a distributed censorship-resistant protocol. It's there's no company, there's no one who can get your stuff. Your stuff is your stuff, and that's it. So I think, so the point of me saying all this is, I think right now everyone is just jumping into AI. They're putting everything into ChatGPT and all these other models, and they're just giving all their info. And I think at some point people are going to wake up and be like, why? I don't want to give all my info to this AI. For instance, I'm writing a book and I'm going to use AI as a tool to help me write the book because I'm not really a writer. But like, if I'm going to ask for help from the AI, I got to put all my ideas into this thing. So now the AI might integrate that and give my idea to someone else and everything. And look, I know that's how it works. And I know when I use AI, it's using ideas from so many other people to help me. I get that. But at the same time, I'd rather run it locally and not divulge any of my material. Of course, when I write the book and I put it out, then of course the AI is going to scrape it and then include it in all the AI. That's fine. But anyway, what do you think about all this AI stuff? It's getting crazy, and it's also very interesting though, right? It's fascinating, but it's also crazy. All right, in terms of development, here's Peach Bitcoin. By the way, this is an article on nobsbitcoin.com. No BS Bitcoin's a really cool site. Really sort of techie news stories, though. Yeah. But anyway, this is Peach Bitcoin, and there's something called Group Hug. This looks pretty cool. I haven't looked into it much, but Peach Bitcoin is a secure peer-to-peer Bitcoin marketplace, and it has this thing called Group Hug, where you basically when you make, it's a peer-to-peer marketplace. So when you buy something with Bitcoin, what they're doing is I think they're batching all the transactions together and then doing them as like one transaction to save on fees, right? To save on the transaction fees. So it makes the transaction fees very low, but it also means that it might take some time for your transaction to go through. Anyway, I believe that's what Group Hug is. And it says right here, Group Hug is a transaction batching service that allows users to save on Bitcoin transaction fees. It does not require coordination between users in order to work. So yeah, it just does it all in the background, so the users don't have to do anything special. Anyway, I just want to let you know that there's a lot of development happening, and it is exciting. Here's some more development. You can use NOSTR.directory to share your pub key and easily find your Twitter followers on NOSTR. So yeah, if you're on Twitter and you want to go to NOSTR, you can use this. It'll see if it can find any of your Twitter followers on NOSTR. I haven't tried this yet either. And by the way, your pub key is your public key, and that's okay. You can share that with people. It's your public key. So this service right here, it's not going to take your private key. And your private key you should never share with anyone. By the way, your private key you should keep that really safe. Your NOSTR private key, you need to keep it really safe. Okay, what's wrong, babe? You've barely touched your pizza. Oh, I don't know why. Like any shape you can make a pizza out of. Why feet? I don't know. I would feel weird eating this. I don't know. I'd probably tell someone, cut me a piece, and I don't want to watch. Just cut me a piece and give it to me on a plate. Anyway, here's dogs when they do something wrong on top. And on the bottom, cats when they do something. I can't even say the line. Cats when they do something wrong. This is like the greatest look from Samuel L. Jackson ever. Apparently that's what cats do, but dogs are different. I've had very few pets in my life, and I've never had a cat. So anyway, but this is pretty funny. This is our website, fractalbitcoin.com. Everything is on the site, and click this link on the top. It says join our locals community, and join our locals community. It's free. This is where we hang out. This is where I put exclusive little sort of behind the scenes videos and stuff like that. So, all right. Well, that's it for today. I appreciate you all. Please subscribe to the channel and follow the channel on Rumble if you're on Rumble. I appreciate you all. I appreciate all your comments and support. And I'm really happy for you guys paying attention every day to the news and, changing your life and like building your future as we go. It's really exciting. So I appreciate you. I'll see you for tomorrow's Bitcoin news video. All right.